heard anything about this up until I believe it was Lena that mentioned it on stream, and it's basically just like a convoy of truckers that are all super pissed off about the mandate for vaccinations. At least that's kind of how it started. Now their aims and political beliefs, I think, are a little more disjointed and a little more nuanced now, but I'm not a trucker from Ottawa, so I really don't know, but it at least definitely started from the vaccine mandate that Trudeau recently introduced for the truckers, which is interesting because there's some quite funny statistics that get brought up in an article that I've got. I don't know where the statistics come from, so take them with a pinch of salt, but it does seem to suggest that there's quite high vaccination rates within the trucker union, which is 120,000 truckers. I don't think it might be all of them, but it might be. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, it's totally been taken over by, like, you know, right wing. Again, sorry to bring this up, but right wing talking heads that are, you know, making it this whole thing. And honestly, it is quite interesting. You know, there's the question of mandated vaccines. How do you all feel about, you know, like mandated vaccines? What does that phrase mean to you? How does that make everybody feel? I would genuinely appreciate if anybody and everybody would share their opinion on that one. And we may have spoke about it before, but nonetheless. And then I think the thing that's happening now is, like, and the reason why I'm kind of going to talk about it is because it's been declared as a state of emergency now in Canada, in Ottawa. Correct me if I'm wrong. Canada's capital, Ottawa.
Is that how you pronounce it, Ottawa?
How do you pronounce it?
I'm asking.
Oh shit, am I pronouncing that wrong? Don't lie.
No, I'm asking, is that how you pronounce it? Ottawa.
I think so. I am quite notorious for not being able to pronounce things properly.
Notorious.
Literally notorious for it. I am, like, globally renowned for it at this point. Like, literally, I can't pronounce ish properly. So, like, anybody ever calls me out, they're like, look, that's not how you pronounce your own name. I'm like, shit, really? Like, goddamn. I think I've been getting it wrong this whole time. Because, like, I'm that bad.
Kellyanna's from
Indeed, yeah. So definitely would
pronounce it right.
Definitely would agree with Lena there. And I'm sorry, I just literally say kind of names and name tags. How I don't even know where they come from or why. I don't know why you're Lena and not like K-Lena, which I think might be your name. I don't know why I do that, but like I don't know. I'm gonna keep it up. What's up, Goosey? Good morning. Hello. How are you doing today? Great to see you. I hope you're having a good day so far. I hope you've had a good day at work. I actually know your time zone because you're GMT too, so hope you've had a good day. Welcome to the stream. How is life treating you today or in general? Hope everything's good. We're just talking about the recent trucker convoy freedom protest against Trudeau's recent vaccine mandate in Canada. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about vaccine mandates in general? And then the other side of it is because it's like state of emergency and it's like getting shut down now by police and stuff. You know, like the state are effectively moving in on this whole protest to shut it down, which honestly I feel kind of funny about in a sense. I'm not entirely sure that I kind of like police being able to shut protesters down, honestly. But at the same time, and of course I am very milquetoast in my approach to things, I will agree. I don't think it's a bad thing. I am here to create discussion, not to like force agendas. So, not to take the Joe Rogan stance out, but you know, I do truly believe that we should have the right to protest things. At the same time, though, it absolutely depends on how you protest. Like, there's been a recent case study that I will use here in Extinction Rebellion. Now, they do a lot of protesting over here for, like, climate change things. A lot of things that I wholeheartedly agree with and 100% would say is a huge problem in the world. But I did not agree with how they went about things. I thought it was incredibly reckless, first and foremost. I don't really think that it would have served a good purpose for the cause. Like, raising awareness, sure, but you know, it's not one of those things that I think raising bad awareness for is actually going to be productive. So there's ways and means about things, right? And this is kind of the point of the argument there. There's a lot of stuff going on in Ottawa that, you know, the residents don't agree with right now, and it's certainly taken a lot more meaning than, you know, just like the vaccine protest thing. So I think that's to be considered too. Okay, so we've got some comments. Thank you, everybody. It's going crazy in Ottawa. Bloody is, though. I'm all for vaccinations, and I think the truckers should be vaccinated to enter the country. If I can't travel without one, why should they be exempt? And I mean, that is honestly very fair. Thank you for your comment. I do think that's fair, yeah. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, I believe 85% of truckers are actually, or 85 that are in this union, and I don't know how many this union encapsulates, but I believe it's quite a high number of them. If it's like many other industries, you probably have to be in this thing if you want to, you know, go from state to country to country and be a trucker. What's good, Penguin? Big Emp is in the building. How are you doing, my friend? Great to see you, bud. I hope everything is going well. I hope you're keeping safe. Dodgy Penguin, yeah, I know, right? I know. We call him Emperor because, like, Emperor Penguin. And, like, honestly, an absolute flipping class character. 100%, all got my vote, 110%, dodgy or not. So right. We love Penguin, we love Emp over here, man. One of the boyos, man, through and through. I will fight that shit to the death, brother. We bat for our team over here, man. We don't play games. Welcome, Penguin. I hope you're doing good. Oh, jeez, man. So I'm for vaccines too, man. I really am. But I do think there's. Thank you for the resub. Oh, bless your heart, my friend. Very much appreciated. Very much appreciated. Penguin, very much appreciated. We are so close to our threshold on Twitch, man. Yes. Thank you. Very much appreciated. Much love to you, my friend. So, to catch you up to speed real quickly, we're talking about the trucker. I've actually put it in the title. How cool of me. We're talking about the trucker protest over in Ottawa. I'm a little behind on comments. My apologies, everybody. Talking about the protest that's going on with the truckers. It is about was about the vaccine mandate originally. I'm not sure what it's kind of metastasized into now, but it's definitely ongoing. I do have a little bit of a clip that I can show you. It's like 3 minutes long, I think. It'll probably serve as well if everybody's happy talking about this right now, which I appreciate that you all are. So thank you. But at the same time, right, like as just mentioned, you know, we have certainly got to be setting some boundaries for people, and if I've got to do it and you've got to do it, why isn't everybody else? It's a good point. Not to mention, it is also quite dangerous to be doing that, you know, without being vaccinated, of course. Like, maybe if you're not, you know, traveling from like state to state or going like internationally, which is what the rule applies to. It isn't like, you know, just a blanket sort of thing for everybody or for all truckers or whatever. It is literally, as far as I am aware, from what I understand, just for the people that are driving internationally and going to the States and back. Take care, Lola. Just as you're starting work, God bless you. Will you have a wonderful day at work, and hopefully we can catch up next time. Have a great day and take care. Oh, like my new name tag emote. Yes, check that out. Wicked. I think I may have possibly even designed that badge myself. Yeah, man. Loving it. Yes. I am super glad that you noticed that, seriously. Do you remember that night that I was sat here till like 11 making those all those logos?
Yeah.
That's one of them that he's talking about.
Oh, really?
Yes!
Oh, sick,
I
man.
know, 3-month subscriber. Thank you, man. It is honestly truly blessed to have the support of such wonderful people like y'all. Thank you, really thank you.
Can I have a sip of your rainbow, please?
Yeah, boy.
I don't want to start too much.
Ooh-wee. Called that. As a European, I don't understand how they are so much against mandated vaccines to cross border. We have that here since last summer. No one is complaining as much as in the US / Canada. I think we have a world need higher vaccination percent to slow. To slow the spread of COVID. Nobody is forcing anyone to get vaccinated anyway, and there is lots of other fields where vaccination is mandatory. Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. We have totally been doing mandated vaccines for ages now. I remember doing having a mandated vaccine when I was in school in year 9, the TB vaccine for tuberculosis or whatever the hell it's called. So like, I mean, I get the initial worry with the whole thing, but like after how many people have had it, and you know how many little there has been some reported side effect cases and etc. Of course there has been, but yeah, you know, by and large it's clearly very, very safe for usage. I mean, like tons of people have had it and they're not only fine but like way better off for it. So yeah, at this point it's kind of wild, man. It is kind of wild, I agree. Truly a scary sort of world to be in, right? I find myself being worried walking around the city centre thinking, gosh, somebody unvaccinated around here just like, you know, walking around coughing, spreading this crap. You really don't know. Sorry, Lola, I didn't even read Lola's comment out. Damn, I feel so terrible she's left. But the border issue stemmed from the mandate of the truck drivers who aren't vaccinated had to self-isolate after they arrived back in Canada. Holy smokes, that's a really good point to make, Lola. I'm so sorry that she's gone and not here. So they didn't even like they didn't have to get the vaccine. It was just if they didn't want to isolate for 14 days afterwards. So they could have still done the normal stuff but just had to have isolated. Now it's snowballed into any arse who's got grievances with their government about anything whatsoever, which is ridiculous, innit? If they're smashing up places and looting, then they can F right off. Exactly. I found a video about missing parcels. If you're interested, it's like 10 minutes long. Ooh, missing parcels, eh? Yeah, I mean, we can totally have a gander at it if you're interested. People live in the area and haven't had a good night's sleep since they moved into Ottawa. Gosh, that's bad, man. And that's what I have heard, that you know, they're like beeping the horns quite a lot. They've had to get a judge order to basically shut up because they're constantly beeping the horns and people can't sleep. You know, and end of the day, when a protest is doing that, you are not doing any good. You are literally just driving more of a wedge in between everybody. And I mean, that is not the idea of a protest. Like, it really truly shouldn't be, at least in my opinion, at least. Lola is so right. Oh, I'm so sad that she's gone. Damn, I'm gonna have to message her after this and just let her know that I apologise in advance, and in a belated apology rather. For all that, missing all that. It's deemed to be a peaceful protest, but they're aggressive and harassing people who live and work in Ottawa, blocking vehicles like ambulances, etc. Like, that's what I mean. How can anyone say that's a good thing, right? Blocking ambulances, man. Just absolutely insane, man. 80 to 90% of truck drivers are vaccinated in Canada. So it's literally a small percentage of them, but they are growing so much support over in America and stuff. There's a lot going on in regards to like just the coalescing of many different ideologies that have kind of unified, which is very scary. You know, you've got evangelical Christians that have teamed up with right-wing Trumpists, whatever the hell that means. I hate all these words, by the way. But here I am saying them, like goddamn. What has the world come to? I am praying with my miniature Holy Bible. Have you seen how cute this shit is?
Is that a mini Holy Bible?
It's literally got writing in it and
Brilliant.
everything. You know, like the font size of the writing? It must be like 0.01 font size. You know, on your computer where you get like 10, 20.
I can read that.
Can you?
Yeah.
I sure as heck can't. I need a magnifying glass for it. It's well cool, isn't it? And it's got a little cool thing. Look, it's a keychain. A Bible for mice, yeah. Oh no, is Sheila going now? Oh, Sheila's got to go to Walmart. Have to go. Oh, take care. Have a wonderful day, Sheila. Thank you for joining us, love. Hope that your day is fabulous, mighty fine and fantastic, should I say. I would like to watch the missing video at some point. You got it. You got it. I will definitely make sure I will do that. I have got one little clip that I want to just do everybody's head in with first. Seeing as we are already on the topic, but just so I can feel like I'm doing my bit somewhere along the line in stirring some some good discussion about this kind of shit. I feel better once I talk about this kind of stuff because I feel like somewhere along the line we've at least tried to correct some of this wildness that's going on. I mean, we've got 9-10 people here, and it's still a small platform, right? This is what I would hope that people with massive platforms would do, and try to call this stuff out, and not even call it out, like really just talk about it and kind of talk through it, I suppose, because that's kind of what's needed. It's needed to have people come together and talk about it and be all right about it. All right with each other, at least. We can all disagree as much as we want, but as long as we all stay friends at the end of it and make sure that nobody kind of gets wild, then it's fine. Didn't the U-turn on the NHS vaccines? Footballers dropping over is kind of scary. I think I might have heard some stuff about that, Penguin. About footballers.
Yeah, dropping like flies.
What the heck's that about, eh?
Well, people are trying to relate it to having the vaccine. Apparently, that's what they're trying. A lot of people are trying to relate it to that.
Interesting. I'll have to check into that. I've definitely not seen nothing about that, but I have heard of some footballers passing away, mind you. But
and always similar symptoms like pains in the chest and stuff.
Right. What's that? Sorry.
Always similar symptoms as well.
Right, and there is something about myocarditis, isn't there, as well, in males.
That's why
myocarditis is an inflammation of, I think, the heart, possibly, which is quite common in males, I believe. So that's kind of a truth within a truth sort of thing. But by disturbing the residents, the truckers will hope it will push a resolve for them. Absolutely, yeah, absolutely a good point. Very true. Harassing everyone who are wearing masks. Gosh, that's so ridiculous. I believe a Trumpist is a Trump supporter. Yeah. I mean, sadly, that's what it means. And why is Trump still speaking at rallies? Like, what the heck, man? Gosh, it's so funny. During all this, Trudeau's been quarantined with COVID. God dang, man. God dang. A Bible for mice. Yeah, innit? It's literally what it is. By doing the protest that they do is turning the people against their cause anyway, doing more harm to themselves. If they protested peacefully and maybe got some of the public on their side. Exactly. I mean, it's ugly no matter how you look at it. Bad because no fight for with even worse behaviour. Yeah, exactly, man. They'd get a lot more done if they were kind of a little less controversial about it, and like they have raised an insane amount of money, which really terrifies me because of the sheer reach of the whole thing. I mean, it's just a lot of money, man. Like, god dang, what the hell are they going to do with that, I don't know if anybody remembers the whole storming of the Capitol and the whole Oath Keepers and just how these people sometimes use funds, at least by people. I mean, like some causes that are more right-leaning, you know, and don't mind like forming militias and stuff like that. That's fine with some right-wing circles, which is terrifying. The truckers started it, but others have jumped on the bandwagon. Yeah, loads of others, which is pardon me, which is the whole reason kind of why I'm talking about it, because it is much bigger now than this whole, you know, fight against a vaccine mandate in Ottawa, which is just, you know, the capital of Canada, which is still massive, but it is therefore no longer just the capital of Canada anyway, even with how big that is. But we do have a little article here for everybody, so we will. It's only 4 minutes long, so we'll just go ahead and have a little listen to this. We'll jump in here and there possibly, but y'all just let me know what you think. See, we've got it cushy now, set up good. We're gonna watch it on telly. Right, 3, 2, 1, and we are live.
In Canada, thousands of people have been protesting in the capital over COVID rules. Truck drivers are at the centre of this. They've been blocking roads in Ottawa, and the authorities say it's got out of hand. There's now a state of emergency.
We're outnumbered, and we need to ensure that the order is brought back to our city, particularly as the first priority in the residential areas where these people have been subjected to this kind of boorish behaviour.
And this is the kind of behaviour the mayor's referring to.
There were reports of assaults, threats, mischief. There were hate-motivated incidents taking place. We have businesses that have been forced to shutter. We have residents that fear leaving their residence because of the intimidation.
And like, exactly, right? This is like way beyond a protest when people are doing that to residents. Like, flipping, literally people that live there. Trump's running for president again. Holy smokes! It's sad. Apparently, that's what Penguins just said. I know. It's sad and scary how more and more social issues are led by radical groups. So true, Pecco. These radical groups are so insidious. They're everywhere. Yeah. They are poisoning the minds of people like incredibly bad. It's scary, right, man? Sad and scary. If the vaccination was aspirated, there would be 3 times less myocarditis. They do this in Denmark, and this has been proven, and have proven this works. Aspiration OS need to make sure the vaccine doesn't go into the bloodstream. Interesting, Jen. I've never heard of anything that you've just referenced there. I apologise. Please excuse my ignorance on the topic. Thank you for sharing that. I will have to check that out, and hopefully we'll come back to that one when I've got a little bit more. If you maybe even got some literature to send me in a DM. You've sent me some really cool stuff recently, so maybe. In the rest of the country, cars are driving around honking and protesting in solidarity, and the nurses held an anti-protest. The nurses have been told to take off their scrubs and name badges when they're going outside. Wow, man, Penguin is right. Trump started campaigning. This is insanity. Wowzers. Let me just think about that, and we'll ruminate on that in a second. Holy cow, gang.
For the truck drivers, this is about a point of principle.
People should be able to make their own choice if to take the needle or not take the needle, and not lose the job, not lose their house, not lose their income, just for the vaccination.
Sorry. I have to call shenanigans. That's a lie right there. I don't know what kind of a logical fallacy that is. Straw man, possibly. That's what you call that's a straw man argument. Nobody is losing the job. Nobody's losing the house over not getting the jab. Literally all you have to do is quarantine for 14 days, which I imagine probably caused some problems for him. Sure, but get the vaccine. Holy crap. But it literally is not that deep. So that was a straw man. Sorry, I had to point that out.
The protests continue. They're not new. This actually started last month when Justin Trudeau's government brought in a vaccine mandate for truckers arriving from the US. All Canadian truckers must be vaccinated to avoid a 14-day quarantine. And in protest, a loose coalition of truckers and conservative groups was formed. And what's been called the Freedom Convoy began making its way from Western Canada to Ottawa. Quickly, it was attracting support from much further afield. For example, many US Conservative politicians have expressed their support for the truckers. Republican Senator Ted Cruz tweeted, "The government doesn't have the right to force you to comply with their arbitrary mandates." But this is also no longer just about the trucker vaccine mandate, but about COVID restrictions in general.
They're not just asking for an end to that mandate for truckers. They're calling for an end to all vaccine mandates, top to bottom, at every level of government, which is something that the Trudeau administration nationally can't even do.
The website Politico also reports that the movement is now wider than just vaccine mandates, writing, "It's quickly escalated into a global movement, incorporating a loose set of anti-establishment causes, coordinated on social media and encrypted messaging groups." And a broad idea underpins many of these causes.
I support the truckers because they're standing up for freedom. Our Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms has been violated in many, many ways.
For some, it's a stand for freedom. For Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, it's something different.
The small fringe minority of people who are on their way to Ottawa or who are holding unacceptable views that they're expressing do not represent the views of Canadians who have been there for each other.
Well, that phrase, fringe minority, has not gone down well in some quarters. Elon Musk tweeted, "It would appear that the so-called fringe minority is actually the government. If the government had the mandate of the people, there would be a significant counter-protest. There is not, therefore they do not." Well, Justin Trudeau does have a broad mandate. His Liberal Party failed to win a majority in the recent election, but it did form the government. Also, a recent opinion poll found that 68% of Canadians felt that they had very little in common with the truckers. The Canadian Trucking Alliance also tells us an estimated 85% of the 120,000 Canadian truckers who work cross-border are vaccinated. That is in line with the nearly 90% of Canadians overall. Nonetheless, as we can see, some truckers aren't happy, and nor are some Ottawa residents who want more done to end the protest.
So, like, that's an interesting point, right? There ain't even really that many people that are, like, not vaccinated. It's kind of bizarre that it has picked up so much steam. A lot of people are certainly misconstrued in the message there. You know, this is, for a lot of those people, not about freedom. Like, it's a public health crisis, man. Like, holy cow. Where did these people get so dang lost on this situation? Like, somebody's totally lost on these people. Can I ask what that link is there, Lena, please? I am very excited. This is a very interesting news channel in India. Ooh, thank you. Because, like, I definitely have some critiques of this whole situation about how it's been handled and stuff. Like I say, I absolutely do feel like, you know, we should have the right to protest. There's been some bills recently that give police a little more power over protesters and, you know, can use a bit more force. And I truly don't agree with all that kind of stuff, but this is a very different situation to most things. And that's what I think needs to be really just kind of put at the forefront of all this situation. You know, this is different to a lot of protests and a lot of situations, in my opinion. It's all fun and games until it affects you and your family when your grandparents and parents have complications because of COVID. Or the anti-vaxxers themselves have problems. Exactly. Like, there's a guy called... is it Stephen Lawrence? He was I'd actually gone on about this recently on stream, and he wasn't a fan of the Daily Wire. He wasn't a fan of the Daily Wire and Ben Shapiro. I actually got that wrong, so correction. He was a fan of Brett Weinstein, who is one of those kind of same people. You know, one of that Ben Shapiro's mates. A real kook, like a proper lunatic. He was the one that got fired from being a university professor from Evergreen. Sorry, I'm just taking my socks off. He got fired from Evergreen, him and his wife. He started a podcast and stuff, got pally with all anti-vaxxers, got really popular. Started talking a load of nonsense about ivermectin and just, you know, not anti-vaccine and anti-mask stuff and all this kind of kooky nonsense. And literally there was one guy that clearly shared a lot of stuff. He was quite well known in his little community Facebook page with like 400 people or whatever, constantly sharing Brett Weinstein shit, and he died of COVID whilst literally making a video, yeah, like documenting it. And you can check this out. The guy documented the whole COVID thing, and one day he's like on video basically saying, oh look, last night I were in the fetal position for 6 hours, but then he goes on to say that it ain't even that bad, and I just want to show everybody it ain't that bad. But 8 days from making that video, the guy died from COVID. You know what I mean? Like, and this is one tiny example of the hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people that are getting told not to get the vaccine by these flipping maniacs. And it is crazy. There's been people like that start seeing common sense about vaccine and COVID prevention mandates. Yeah. It's crazy. Trump put out a coffee table book with pictures of him and his political enemies during his presidency. He wrote notes on the photos, trashing them. Oh my gosh, not surprising that it's a book scene that is he can't complete a sentence. Boom! Right? I mean, yeah, his intellectual capacity certainly does not extend very far, I don't think. Take care, Goosey. Thanks for joining us, and you enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully, we'll see you again soon. Maybe later, maybe tomorrow. Hopefully, but we'll be back. We'll be back to doing later on streams in the next couple of days. Either way, but thank you for joining us. Take care. Hope the boyos had a good day today. Peace. Sorry, I'm on my phone and didn't proofread. Aspiration is just pulling back the needle to make sure there's no blood in the syringe after injecting it in the muscle. I understand. It reduces the chance of myocarditis. Basically, if you accidentally hit a blood vessel, then the vaccine gets to your heart. That is very bad. I will send you something on it. Thank you. Interesting. Because yeah, that's something they don't do, innit? Aspiration first. But right, let's just finish the rest of that.
They could prevent them from parking. They could prevent them from entering the city.
I lost my job 3 weeks ago.
Well, I'm losing my sanity because of you guys.
There's an impasse in that conversation. There's an impasse overall. The truckers for the moment are staying, and the government insists the vaccine mandate stays too.
Thank you. Sorry. We don't need to watch the rest of that. Sorry about that. Thank you, Pecco. We don't need to watch the rest of that. That's pretty much the end of that. But I mean, gosh. Yeah. It's a very much a developing story. I guess we'll kind of keep up to date with it to some extent and see where it goes, because I think it is quite relevant to the social conversation that's happening at the moment. But yeah, thank you everybody for listening through. I do appreciate everybody's time and comments and thoughts on the matter.